9:30. But luckily today I have everything set up. Good morning. Okay, so for today's workout, we are going to need either dumbbells, water bottles, something, because we're going to do a little bit of chest press and then also a little bit of tricep extension. So, and then your band, if you want. It's not needed. None of this stuff is needed, but just some sort of weight that you can have, even like heavy books. I was using my kids' math books the other day. The band is only just to make it a little more difficult when we're doing clamshells. And then your mat, of course. And water, if you want water there. Okay? So, I have my bands, my mat. I have some dumbbells there too. My oldest is still on her Zoom meeting with her teacher, so hopefully that will, you can't hear that, but, alright, so, because today's Thursday, we are going to spend a little more time at the end stretching, okay? Morning. A little more time at the end stretching, so that way you guys always have extra stretches that you can do if you want to do on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays, which are a little bit longer of workouts. We put more emphasis on the workout on those days, and then our Tuesdays and Thursdays are always that extra bit of stretching at the end. And just so I can show you different stretches depending on where some of you were saying you're a bit tighter, that sort of thing too. So just your neck is going back and forth. And warm up real good. We got time. Alright, let's do shoulders. Trying to get that full range of motion in our shoulders. Does anybody have any sort of joint pain or joint discomfort or anything, or no? Is everybody good for shoulders and knees, hips? So here we're doing some nice deep breaths in. I woke up, my son came into my bed around, I don't know, I think it was like 4:30ish or something in the morning, 4:35, sometime around there. And it's funny, so I was awake I think till about 5:30. We're going to go the other way now, okay? So bed. And, but it's funny because I always find, like, often if I just sleep the whole night through, I don't always remember my dreams, but when I get woken up in the morning and then I fall back asleep, we're going to reach side to side, okay? And then I fall back asleep, then I will often remember my dreams. I know we still dream, even if we don't think we dream, but so reach. A few more times. Good morning. Good morning. We just warmed up our neck and our shoulders. And warming up. Because we have that time. Now we're going to go forward and back. Open our chest. Her Zoom meeting is done. She has one every morning with her, I think it goes between two different teachers. Alright, let's do our hips. Nice and tall. Which is good, I think. She's a bit older, so to have those Zoom meetings every day is just to kind of like, okay, 9 o'clock every morning. They do Bible, and then they just kind of talk about the day, what they're kind of expecting, and that sort of thing. I always, because our place is so small, I can always hear everything, so I'm like, oh, there's definitely a few teachers that I didn't really know before this, that I just hearing them talk to her, and then, my son as well. I quite like it. I've grown a bit more like, oh, okay, I like that teacher. Like how they approach things, how they think of things, that they're always, talking about Jesus and like the importance of being thankful, even this morning, and different things like that, how to stay organized, all that sort of stuff. Anyways, so now I'm like, huh, okay. The teacher that I didn't know before basically at all, now is, you kind of know them a bit more. One more time. We want to make sure that our hips are nice and warm. Ankles. What's today? Thursday. I said that at the beginning. So today will be a little bit shorter of a workout and a little more stretching at the end. Other way. Oops. So the point is not to go like this. The point is just to hold your ankle and do small circles. Other way, good. Nice deep breath in if you need water. Okay, so because there's quite a few more of you that have joined, I will just remind again, you need your mat. If you have a band, you can use your band today. If not, it's not a big deal. And then some either dumbbells if you have dumbbells, or you can, what did I say before? Actually, you could even use, like if you have juice jugs, you could use, fill up water bottles and use those. Just something so you have some resistance. Okay, so last thing, sorry, before I show you the exercises, we want to warm up our glutes as well, okay? So all you're going to do, upper body's nice and tall, nice and straight, core's going to be tucked in nice and tight. So I'm not here, right? Core's nice and tucked in, and I'm squeezing behind just to activate my glutes, okay? So they should feel nice and tight. Good morning. I see you there, girl. If you're just joining us, we just finished warming up a bit, just our joints and stuff. You're going to need probably 10 to 15 pound dumbbells if you have those, or something heavier, a bit heavier for chest press. And then there's going to be tricep extension and bicep curl as well. So we're doing arms as well as legs. Sorry, I switched sides already. I'm just squeezing my glute. If you have a band, you can grab a band as well. Squeeze a few more times. Last time. Good. Okay. So we're going to start with, our first set of 3 is going to be chest press with glute bridge. Okay. So I'm down here on my back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use my band. If you don't have one, you don't need it. It's not necessary. It's just to add more resistance. Okay, that's all. So I'm here on my back. I have my weights, but you can use whatever you got, okay? And all I'm going to do, so my elbows are about 90 degrees out from my body. My elbows are 90 degrees, and my shoulders are straight up from my body, okay? And all I'm doing is I'm bringing my arms up into a chest press. Once I'm done my chest press, I bring up into a glute bridge, okay? And I squeeze my glutes. So it's chest press into a glute bridge, right? And so with my glute bridge, I'm making sure to squeeze my glutes and push my knees out. I'm not letting my knees come in at all, okay? I'm pushing into my heels as I do this. So that's the first one, okay? Chest press with glute bridge. Then we're going to do rainbows, which I'm just going to take it off one leg so I can get the full range of motion in my hip. You're going to be on all fours, okay? And all you're going to do with your rainbows, doesn't matter which leg you start with, you start from the farthest side over So you're crossing your other leg, bring it up, and tap, okay? So I'm not letting my foot rest on the ground at all, it's just a light tap as I go back and forth, making a rainbow with my foot. Okay, so 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side, and then we're gonna roll over and do knee tucks on our elbows. So your knee tucks are gonna be here. I'm up on my elbows, keeping my hips nice and tight. I'm holding them, I'm not letting my back arch or my chest come up, and I'm coming out and in. Okay, these are knee tucks. So you go from leg extension to bring your knees up. Okay, that's our first set of 3. So, because we're not doing anything that's jumping around or anything like that, I'm not going to make us do jumping jacks before we lay on the ground. So that doesn't make sense cardiovascular wise. All right, so let's get into it. Let's grab your weights. We're gonna lay down here. Oh wait, let me put our timer on. Are you ready? Here we go. Push, and then glutes. You can do it however you want. Some people like to do the chest press first and then the glute bridge up. I find that I don't get as many reps in if I do that, so I just try to do them both at the same time. But, like I said, you do what works for you, okay? Just make sure you push your knees out. Alright, let's do our rainbows. We'll do 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side, okay? There we go. So, I'm also thinking, because tomorrow is Good Friday, so the kids also don't have school, but I think I'm still going to do, well, I'm still going to work out because other leg, I kind of do for my own sanity, you know? So, let's make sure we have enough space. So I'll still be here tomorrow morning before I join my church's online online sermon, I guess. I don't know exactly what he's doing. I assume so. But yeah, so. Good time. And now we're doing our knee tucks on our elbows. So my body's up here. Remember, hold your lower abdominals in, okay? Do not let your hips sway as your legs go out, okay? Everything stays nice and tight. We'll have to get outside again today. Looks like another sunny day. I'm almost afraid to look at the weather. And I'm like, I don't want to know when the rain is going to come back. Alright, we're doing our chest press with glute bridge. Let's get into it. Let me know what you guys use instead of dumbbells. I know I give ideas, but you guys are pretty inventive too, so. Do you use cans, or do you... I actually saw too, this one lady duct taped like 3 cans together just to make them a bit heavier. I was like, oh, that's always an option. Rainbows, a good option too if you need a bit heavier weight. Hey, good morning. Also, I was going to say, because I told you guys I am putting my workouts up on YouTube. Okay, so for a few of you that have asked now, which I think I said this yesterday, but I don't know if they saw the video. Good morning. Let's switch sides. You can get them, you can get my videos on YouTube, and it's just Shannon Friesen. I haven't posted a picture, so it's just a purple S, I think, that you would see instead of a picture. But yeah. So today will be, just remember, light tap, core stays nice and tight, shoulders are down, away from your ears, pushing into your hands, okay? Good. Now we're doing our knee tucks on our elbows. Hips stay nice and tight, okay? Don't let them sway as your body goes out. Right there, you should really feel, okay, everything's got to stay tight when your legs are fully extended. So, after this set here, then we'll pause and I'll show you the next 3, okay? So, alright, let us pause. Okay, so the next set of 3 is going to be tricep extension with clamshells. So, I'm going to show you 2 ways, okay? One way is seated, okay? So I'm here. I might need to grab one. Oops, let's go in the middle. Okay, so I have the band around my knees. This is if you have a band. If you don't have a band, I'm going to show you really quick the other way, okay? If you have a band. It goes up above your head, okay? You're holding it with both hands nice and tight, or if you have 2 lighter weights, push the lighter weights together, bring them up above your head. Core stays nice and tight, super important. Elbows stay pointed up towards the ceiling. Okay, so that's your tricep extension, and you're going to be doing clamshells at the same time. Now, remember with clamshells, okay, your hips are going to stay tucked under. Okay, so I'm not here, my back's not arched, but it's tucked under. Okay, so I'm like tucking my tailbone under and doing my clamshells. Okay? Triceps overhead, elbows stay up. Okay? So, triceps, here, this is where I want you to feel it. And when you're doing clamshells, you should feel it in your butts. Now, so that we are going to do for a minute, because if you're doing it on the floor, you're going to do the 30 seconds, and then you're going to switch and do the other 30 seconds. So if you're doing it on the floor, you can choose to use a band or not. Totally up to you. You're going to be in clamshell position with everything's bent. See that? Everything's bent. And all you're going to do is you're going to push up with that top leg here. Okay? So that's your clamshell. And then your extension, all it is, you're bringing your elbow out. Okay? So this way is actually going to work shoulder and tricep, or if you have a lighter weight, you're going to do clamshell here, tricep extension, you're just going up. So my elbow's still pointing up towards the roof, up here. So once again, you still want to be able to feel it in the back of your arm, okay? Whether you're doing it down here on the ground or you're like me and you're going to be sitting up. Either way, that's where you want to feel it, in the back of your arm. So like I said, if you go this way, because your shoulder's holding, okay, you're going to feel it in your shoulder. So depending on your weight, you might want to actually have your arm up as you're doing your tricep extension here, which will be 30 seconds. Then you'll switch, do the other side. Same thing, 30 seconds, okay? Okie dokie, so that's our tricep, the 2 different ways of doing the tricep with clamshells. Then we're doing surrenders, which is going to be, we've done these last week as well. Hands go up just lightly by your ears, okay? We're gonna do 30 seconds on the left leg. So my left leg goes down, my left leg pushes me up, okay? 30 seconds, I don't know why I'm going back and forth, and then 30 seconds on the right, where the right is pushing you up, okay? Those are our surrenders, and then we're doing our weighted V-sit, where your body's just in that V, and you can either hold here, okay, in that V-sit, your feet, not back far enough. So, your feet can be down on the ground. In that V-sit, your body is leaning back. It's still, my chest is still open. Until you feel your core really have to tighten and hold you there. If you want, you can have your feet up, okay? And then all you're gonna do, hold your weighted V here for 30 seconds, or if you want a little bit harder, you're gonna do leg extensions. So you go out and in, okay? Those are the three we got. So choose which way you're going to do your tricep extension with your clamshells. If you don't have a band, I would suggest doing it on the floor, because otherwise just going in and out with your legs, not a lot of resistance. Wait, I need to start the timer. All right. You got 5 seconds to get into position. Let's go. Elbows are up. Core is nice and tight, okay? Let's go. So we're doing this for a minute, while the ladies who are doing it on the ground, okay, are doing it for 30 seconds. If you're on the ground, you got 5 more seconds left, okay? So here's now where you're gonna switch. If you're doing it my way and you're like, oh, I don't really feel it. Okay, now go if you're on the ground. Then and you want to grab a heavier weight. I can feel it in my triceps. Hey. We got 5 seconds left, ladies, with that triceps. Now we're going on to surrenders. Alright, so here, hands are up. I'm going left leg first, okay? Down and then up on my left leg. Okay? So my upper body stays up nice and tall. Okay? I feel that in my shoulders. Alright, let's switch sides. Oh, I guess I can do it from standing. Doesn't matter. Alright, down, down. Now I'm going up with my opposite leg, okay? Alright, now we're doing our weighted V-sit. And if you want to add in that leg extension, please do. Oops. Only got 5 more seconds. Keep that chest nice and open to time. Whoa. All right, now we are back to tricep extension with clamshells. Shoop. Quick. I'm doing it for a minute. I'm just going to do the 10 pounds instead of 20. Hey. 1 minute of tricep extension, guys. Ugh. I don't usually actually work, well, no, I don't usually work on my triceps or biceps for that matter. I just do the bigger muscles, and then my smaller muscles are always assisting. All right, we get 10 seconds while you guys switch over to the other side. 2, 1, here we go, back up. Let's do it. Keep those elbows pointed up, keep that core in nice and tight, okay? Push. My kids, some of them that have Zoom meetings between 9:30 and 10:30. Good. Now we're doing our surrenders. They just put their earbuds in so then they can still talk and hear their teacher, but you guys don't have to hear their teacher. Here we go, up and down. You got 30 seconds. You got this. Keep going. 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to do the right leg, okay? Here we go. Right leg comes up first, depending on, I guess. Heidi, let me know, do you always start on the right then, being left-handed? Or do you notice? Maybe you don't notice much of a difference. Push. Push. So push with that front leg. Good time. Let's do our weighted V-sit with leg extension. Alright, holding that up. Out you go. Keeping your chest nice and open, okay? Don't let your shoulders crowd in on each other. Hold your core nice and tight. I can hear my knee cracking. Alright, our last set is going to be bicep curl with curtsy lunge. So, shoulders are back, chest is up. You're in that curtsy lunge position where your back leg is just slightly behind the other leg, okay? Remember, you want to keep your knee behind your toes. And as you go down, you're keeping your heels down, okay? And pushing up with your heels. You do. Okay, you notice. Cool. Okay, so that's our curtsy lunge. Now today we're going to add in a bicep curl. So all you're going to do is you're going to do your curtsy lunge, bicep curl at the same time. Okay? So as I'm doing my bicep curl, right, and my curtsy lunge, I'm here, right? My body's still staying up nice and tall. Okay? You can do however you want. When you come up from your curtsy lunge at the top, you can do your bicep curl. You can do it at the same time. It doesn't matter. So we'll do 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. And then we're going to do pulsing squats, which is just you're staying in your squat position, pushing into your heels, pushing your knees out. Don't let your knees cave in, okay? As you're here, you want to try and stay as low as you can and squeeze your glutes to help you in that pulse. And then our last one is going to be bicycle, which I'm sure all of you have done before. Right? On your back. Your hands can either be opposite shoulders or just lightly by your ears. You're not having your hands behind your neck, okay? And all you're doing is you're bringing the opposite shoulder to the opposite knee. All right? That's what we're doing. Okay, so let's get into this. Shall we? With our bicep curl and curtsy lunge first. Here we go. We got 5 seconds. Here we go. Push into that front leg. Keep your body up nice and tall. You should feel this in your glutes. Keep that front heel down. If you're not sweating by now, I would suggest your weight is not heavy enough. There should be more resistance. 2, 1. Let's go. Front heel stays down. Core stays tight. Ooh. No falling over. Here we go. Shoulders stay back. Chest is open. Push. Keep that front heel down. 2, 1. Good, all right. Pulsing squats. Here we go. 2, 1. There you go. Keep it nice and low. Push the knees out. Okay. Heels stay down. Right? Oops. You go this way. The other thing that's very helpful is to actually do these movements in front of a mirror, because a lot of times we may think that we're doing it correctly, but we're not. I've had a few clients, when we're doing the pulsing squats and they get tired, often they'll be pushing more with one leg. Now can you see here, we're supposed to be right in the middle, right? Evenly distributing the weight between both glutes and quads. When we start to get tired, our strong leg wants to take over. So if you have time, a minute, 2 minutes, you just want to check that. Check different things throughout the day to make sure that your form is good, okay? All right, so bicycle. Here we go. No pulling on your neck. Keep that face up towards. You want to try and get your scapula, that's in your back, off the ground, okay? All right, let's start again. This is our last one, so let's give it all we got before we're stretching. Okay, curtsy lunge, bicep curl. Doesn't really matter, you can do a hammer curl, bicep curl. Sometimes I like to go out because I feel it more in my shoulders. Just depends on. Whoa. Always want to keep our balance. Push into that front leg, good. Let's switch legs. A few deep breaths in. 2, 1. Here we go. Up and down. pulsing squats, which make me sweat every time I do them. 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So pulsing squat, just not coming up very high. Okay. I feel it in my quads, in my glutes. Nice, low. Oh, good. All right, bicycle. There we go. We're almost there. And then we're stretching. All right, that's it. Let's take some nice pause. Deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth. I'm just going to stay down here for now. We're going to stretch our neck first, as you can tell. Good. Swing over to the other side. I'm glad you're smiling. Yeah, see, that workout only took us maybe half an hour, 35 minutes. Only 5 minutes to warm up in the beginning. Nose to armpit. If you notice that your traps are tight, so like here's really tight, okay? You're going to gently put your hand at the back of your head and pull towards your armpit, where you should feel a little bit more of a stretch then, okay? My traps are tight today, so I am making them stretch more. Let's go the other side. Nose to armpit. Same thing. 27 minutes. Still nice deep breaths in, okay? We're going to stretch our triceps as we worked them today. So all you're going to do, excuse the sweaty armpits, is you're going to grab your elbow, whichever one you want to stretch, and you're just going to pull it back behind your head, okay? So you should feel a stretch in your tricep, back of your arm. We're going to hold that for 30 seconds. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Good, we'll switch sides. Sorry, I'm just thinking of time. Because I'm like, oh, I guess in between each one as well, we stop for a minute or so, whilst I explain the next 3 exercises as well. Do you guys like that format? Do you like like, okay, this is our next set of 3. I show you the exercises, and then we do that set of 3. Also, I was saying too, next week, we're going to start with doing 3. Arm comes across, you're not pushing on your elbow, you're pushing above your elbow or below your elbow as you push. So yeah, next week, instead of just going through the triceps 2 times, we'll be going through the triceps 3 times. The format will still be the same though, okay? It'll still be Tuesdays and Thursdays, we just do 3 sets of the triceps with more stretching at the end. And that's just to show you guys more stretches for specific body types. We're stretching our shoulders more here. So that way at the end of any exercises that we do, at the end of our stuff, if I'm not doing enough stretching and you want to do more stretching, you know extra ones to do. Or if you're tight from some of our exercises, you know more stretches. Stretching is super important. So this one, you can't get your hands together, right? You're going to hold that towel, hold that cloth, and just try to inch your hands as close as you can together to stretch your chest, okay? So this stretch your chest as well as your anterior delts, so the front of your shoulder. If you don't feel this one as much in your chest, you're going to put one hand against the wall and you're going to turn your body away from it. You want to make sure everything's kind of in line, as opposed to like way up here or way down here. Okay? And you need to turn away from it. 30 seconds. Then you do 30 seconds on the other side, okay? Okay, so that would be your chest, shoulders. We're going to stretch obliques. So same thing, I'm pushing my hips this way, and I'm stretching and pushing my hand the opposite way. So you should feel a stretch all the way down here into your obliques, okay? If you don't feel it, let me know, and I can do a few other stretches. Look at that, woo, that's sweating good. I told Adiel yesterday, I was like, okay, you gotta make the deodorant, the all-natural deodorant, but hopefully today. She was doing schoolwork for a while yesterday, and then we just went outside. Other side, here, stretch, push that hip out, okay? You can use the other hand for support on this side. We don't want anybody falling off. And think about pushing your hip, pushing your ribs that way as well, okay? If you want more of a stretch on this side, you would grab a band or some sort of TheraBand, which is a little bit looser, and you can use this hand to pull down and pull more of a stretch. Okay, so sides, let's stretch our hips. So you're sitting on your bum. Okay. Leaning back into your hands while you bring your right ankle over your left knee. And then all you're going to do is you're going to push yourself, either bring your foot closer to your bum, or you're going to push with your hands and push yourself up closer, okay? So this stretch you should feel, if you have your right ankle that's up, you're going to feel it on the right hip, the right side, okay? The right glute. Make sure you keep your shoulders down away from your ears, okay? So you're really pushing in to that side. We always want to hold our stretch for at least 20 seconds. I like 30 seconds, but good, let's switch sides. Once again, you can start with your foot out farther and then bring your foot in, okay? Or start with your body back farther and bring your body more in. It's totally up to you. So now I have my left ankle up, and now I feel it in my left hip, left glute. My left is definitely tighter than my right. So I'm just pushing above my knee, not right on my knee, but just above my knee on my left side, just because it is tighter, so. I like to keep them a little more balanced. All right. We're going to stretch inner thighs. So you can do this sitting, or you can do this more on your front if this is too difficult. So this one's sitting. Whoever's doing this, just hold it. Remember, you want your back flat, okay? Holding here for inner thighs. The other stretch for inner thighs, you're going to be on your front, okay? Your knees are going to be out. Everything's going to be about 90 degrees. So my knees are 90 degrees, okay? And I'm pushing here. So this is also, my legs are down, okay? And I'm pushing my hips down and stretching my inner thighs. This one I actually feel more. So you'll bring yourself up. It just hurts my knees if I don't have padding under my knees. Okay, so let's stretch our hip flexors and quads a bit here. So you're going to bring your knee back as far as you can. Remember, that front knee is not going to go way past your toe. Back is going to stay as flat as it can, okay? And all you're doing is pushing your hips down towards the ground, okay? If you have to be up here, it's totally fine, but you want to feel that stretch in your hip flexor going down into your quad, okay? So you're pushing your hips down towards the ground, trying to keep your back nice and flat, okay? Hi, good morning. Jumped on at the very end, hey? Good. And we're going to slowly come back. I bring my knee a little bit closer together. Here, I bring my heel up, my toe back towards me. Now we're doing our hamstring stretch. On the other side, push your back as flat as you can. Good, let's switch sides. Other way, same thing. Bring your knee back as far as you can, okay? Pushing your hips down, keeping your back nice and flat. Okay, but you guys are going to let me know what you use for weights, right? Even just send me like a picture or whatever. Let me see what you're using. Let me know if you guys have bands, what you use. If you use makeshift things at home that you've just put together, I want to see. So I think that would be really cool. Alright, so now we're going back here. Back stays nice and flat. Bring that toe back towards you, okay? Right, you should feel it here. Somebody's waving. Hey. I wave back. See, I need more under my knee. My knees and then my spine, I don't know, super bony so that it sticks out. Good. I also want to do our thoracic spine again, where you're on all fours here, okay? You're going to take your hand, put it up by your ear, okay? And all you're going to do is you're going to reach your elbow down, and then you're going to twist, bring your elbow up as high as it can, still lightly by your ear, okay? So here we are getting rotation in our thoracic spine, which often we don't get. Lumbar, yes. Cervical, yes. but not so much our thoracic spine. We don't move it quite as much. So, it is good to move it and keep it mobile as we do this. Let's do it one more time, and then we're going to switch sides, okay? Good. Let's switch sides. So bring that elbow down and up. That hand stays by your ear, nice and light. Stretch. And in. Good. You want to try to push it as far as you can, within reason. I'm not creating any pain. One more time. But I'm just getting a range of motion, and I can feel my back muscles in the middle there around my thoracic spine having to work. All right, so we're coming up to our feet. We're coming up to our knees. No, coming up to our feet. One heel's out. I'm pushing my hips back behind me as my back stays nice and flat, okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to reach down towards my toe. So this again, hamstrings and glutes is what we're stretching here, okay? Core stays in nice and tight. You're very welcome. Thanks so much for joining. I love it. I love being able to work out with you guys. Remember, we want to try and keep our back as flat as we can. Let's switch sides. Pull that toe back towards you. So you get a nice stretch in your calf, behind your knee and up into your hamstring and glute, okay? Even if you're just here, that's good too if you can feel that stretch. Last one for quads. You can do this laying down on your stomach, grabbing your ankle, pulling it up towards you, pushing your hips forward, okay? Yeah, so you can either do it laying on your stomach or standing up if you need to hold on to something. Then do that, okay? We don't want anybody falling over. Anyway, so yes, I'm very interested to see what you guys use. If you're using dumbbells, if you're using bands, send me a picture of what you get, or what you use for. We're switching sides. Someone once told me, if you can describe an exercise to someone who can't see very well, and they can do the exercise that you're describing to them, then you know that you are a good teacher. So that always sticks in my mind, because I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. I feel like sometimes when I'm describing, I'm like, what am I doing? This like goes over that one? Oh, yeah, okay. Anyways, but that's always stuck with me for years and years. That was back when I was in college and I took my rehab course. All right, ladies. So, today's Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, it's Good Friday. I will still be here, like I say. I mean, for me, it's less than an hour. We're done. Yeah, less than an hour. So, I'll be here. If you want to join, come join me on Good Friday. Otherwise, I'll still be doing my Saturday morning workout with 2 specific muscle groups that we're going to do. And that'll just be specific to Saturday exercises. All right. See you guys later. I hope you have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine.